Martin, reporting live for 𝐥𝐤𝐤 Down from Peru, the Pan American Highway, where just recently, just days ago, protests were raging in the country in the south. As you can see behind me, where there's some of the remnants of the burnt tires and other burnt stuff that they all put here, as well as all kinds of remnants and of debris that was on the road here just a few days ago. The good news is we are free to ride here again. The highway is clean. There's army in town to make sure that the protests don't happen again. So it looks like we are safe to continue on our epic trek to Argentina. Over and out, 𝐦𝐤𝐤down.com.
¿Cómo?
Ese es su mapa.
Mi mapa está aquí y mi teléfono también. Tengo dos. Ya. ¿Te gusta, no? Pues tengo mucho peso.
Dónanos, pe.
Ok, muchas gracias todo y suerte a ti, ok? Gracias. Adiós.
That was interesting. So I guess I like stopping at these protests and I just chat with them for a little bit, and that worked out just fine. So now I just have to zigzag through the rocks and make it out of here. Well, so we made it through �Y𝐚𝐴. This last bit, the last 50 kilometers was supposed to be the most difficult. And yeah, it's definitely where the protests are happening. But if you're friendly, as a foreigner especially, you know, I just got smiles. I handed out stickers. In return, they even were giving me bottles of water. They were super friendly. They wanted photos. I might have said in Spanish that I'm renouncing the guy that they want to renounce. But, you know, disclaimer, I didn't know what I said, maybe. And now it's time for a beer and figure out where I'm going. But I'm glad I made it through. This was supposed to be a very difficult part, but it was much easier than I expected, and I didn't even have to go off-road. So what was this protest about, you ask? Well, in December, Peru got a new president. There's a fan, and they did not, a lot of the poor people in the south did not like the new president. So they want her out. And that's why they've been blocking all the highways in the south. A few days ago, we drove through some of those protests while the road was still completely blocked. Now it is better again in the south. Nothing has been really fully blocked. It's been cleaned off and nothing has been on fire. Great news. Over and out. 𝐦𝐤𝐤 Down. So we're in Peru, in 𝐴. Let's just pay attention to the amount of horns these people use here for a second. And they're not going anywhere. It's hilarious. I've never seen a country where they like honking more than in Peru. I don't even know why they honk, but they love it. No one knows why. They just honk. They honk because you stopped. They honk because you moved. They honk because you're in the way. They honk because it's green and you haven't started yet. Well, that one I understand. They just keep going. Today we have breakfast. Having breakfast here. That is a little food truck, and this is a delicious sandwich I'm just going to try right now. Oh, it's really tasty actually. This was full just seconds ago. Just getting my second sandwich here at La Carpa Azul on the street corner here. So just at the Nazca Lines here, and of course ran into, well, a couple of Dutch riders and a Romanian rider. Titus, what were you guys' names again?
Jelling.
En Jan-Pieter.
And where are you guys riding from? Ushuaia and Friesland. And Romania, right? All right, well, let's go check out those lines, guys. Guys, very good to meet you here. The Nazca Lines. In the middle of Peru. So this is one of the pieces of art of the Nazca Lines in Peru. They date back to the year 0 to 600. They don't know exactly, but they are made by people. Apparently, there are more right there as well. Beast, Romania. Town of Chala, where we're gonna have a snack. Welcome to Chala Beach, to be precise. Not gone onto the beach, but definitely got some lunch here. Welcome to the southwest coast of Peru. I'm not sure if you can see behind me how steep this is. This is going down quite a way. There are some people walking down there. I'm staying up top. I'll tell you that. Time for a little midnight snack that is being prepared right here with the city square. Treat yourself to delicious sandwiches. Let's go. Now this is more what I expected Peru to look like. Road just along the coast and rugged. Rocks, rocks, rocks. Like, geez, it's hard to stop. I mean, get some distance going here because I keep stopping for beautiful scenery everywhere. Now this is a really weird part of geography, I guess. Right over there is rocks, and by the way, you see a massive bunch of, you know, crosses there of people that have passed away. But now we go over here, there's a little piece of Holland, flat and green, and then on the other side, where we're going, are massive dunes. So it's like 3 in 1 right here. Just a quick break, and of course the landscape and the scenery has changed again. It's a combination between rocks and dunes or something like that. Well, that was just on time. The bike is parked right over there in the distance, and this is my room. And I got here just before it started raining. Now what is cool is that what this hotel does, they actually have a turtle roaming the backyard here. So I'm gonna have to find this guy. I don't know where he is so far, but he's enjoying the weather. So today we're in a restaurant called 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐬 in Arequipa. And look at this menu. There is a whole description of all the meat and the fish that there is. And the top one is alpaca, which of course we're gonna try. And here's the food. This is alpaca with tuna carpaccio, with a little free starter, which is bread, butter, and we have our cutlery served in a volcanic rock, and we have red wine from Peru as well. How cool is that? All right, let's try out this alpaca carpaccio. Comes with some bread, some delicious sauce. That's really good. The interesting thing is that here, they are as common as sheep in Holland. And in Holland, or in Canada, alpacas are only kept by people that like them, and they're a specialty. So it's the opposite world here, but it's very good. So we're having dinner. It is hot and sizzling, so we get prepared.
Muchas gracias.
¿Y qué tienes aquí?
Tiene 4 salsas para acompañar. Salsa de ajo, picante, chimichurri clásico y mantequilla con ajo y anchoas. Es muy bueno con la carne. Buen apetito.
So here is dinner tonight, and you can see by the flags what it is. How cool is that? I'm gonna try this out. How do you guys like my little bib? It's a 𝐦𝐸𝐬𝐬 bib because it's the 𝐦𝐸𝐬𝐬 restaurant that I'm in right now. So the most special thing about this hotel that I'm staying at is Lolo, which is their pet turtle. That's about 45 years old, almost as old as me. And here he is, just hanging out. How cool. Él es muy bonito.
Lolo.
Sí, Lolo. Mucho gusto, Lolo. Once again, we're at a square, this time in Arequipa, in Peru. With a massive palace, castle. Of course, I couldn't really film much yesterday because it was raining. That's also why we stayed here. Took the bike ride just in time. And now we're going to continue on to the border with Chile. Just hiding next to the bike to try to blur the wind out. The bike's kind of holding the wind a little bit. We're in one of the many deserts in Peru, or maybe it's all just a desert, who knows. But it is sandy, it is rocky, and it is never ending, it seems. Although today I should be making it to Chile, so we'll see what that's going to be looking like. It's sandy here, big dunes. So that is where we're going, and it is dark. Hopefully it doesn't get too wet, or hopefully the road turns and we go in that direction. But up there is where we just came from. So once again, we're at the border. Over there, that green sign is the end of Peru. But we have to go in here first to get our 𝐥𝐸𝐤, which is our temporary insurance for the bike. So let's see if they're open and if I can purchase it here. So technically we are across the border and in Chile, but we haven't checked out of Peru yet, which is going to happen right over there where you see the Peruvian flag. After that, we're going to move over to that desk over there, which is entering Chile, and then we're going to have to find the aduana, where the bike has to be exited and entered into the various countries. So let's see what happens. We got insurance for the bike. Now on to me and then the bike. We are one step closer. I'm out of Peru and I'm into Chile. And next we're waiting for this lineup so that the bike can stand out of Peru and into Chile. Well, it's getting dark, but everything's sorted out. So now I just have to check the bike and see what happens next.